is the Chrissy Swan Show.
Sun is shining almost everywhere, mainly because Taylor was spotted out for dinner last night
I know, how exciting.
in Sydney. And the minute I saw it, I was pinch zooming into it. And I go, that looks familiar. And I went, I've eaten there. I have eaten at the same place as Taylor Swift with you, Jack.
I know.
And weirdly, John Edward.
How bizarre is
The
that?
international psychic medium.
And we sat outside. It was a hot, humid Sydney night too. I remember
Yes.
our hair was going all curly.
Yes.
And Tay's hair was super curly.
Taze is super curly from the humidity. Do you remember the weird thing about when we went out for dinner with John Edward? You and I ate, but he and his daughter did not.
I know.
Why didn't he?
I still think he was super conscious about COVID because remember he didn't want to hug or touch anyone.
Yeah, and
It's like he thought the COVID was in the food.
Yes, and he made sure we sat outside, which was fine. It was a beautiful night, but God, we ate enough for 7,000 people.
Surely his angels can tell him if there's COVID in the food.
That is true. We've got a huge show planned for you, including a little bit more action on the psychic medium front.
Yes.
I'm going to be slipping some friendship bracelets in the bum bag.
Fantastic.
But next, kids, attention, ploys.
We are doing a kids edition of I Spy. I mean, I feel like every week I Spy should be the kids edition.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
I spy with my little eye.
It's Chrissy Swan's I Spy Kids Edition. All thanks to Specsavers.
Jack, they've got you singing the openers now.
I Spy, I Spy.
Hello, George. Come in, Spinner. How are you, darling?
Good.
Good, mate. What grade are you in?
4.
Grade 4. Wow, I remember when I was in grade 4. Do you have to make your own breakfast and organise all that stuff, or have you got a nice mum?
I've got a nice mum.
Yes.
Aw. Now, George, do you play I Spy in the car with Mum sometimes, or have you in the past?
Yeah, I have in the past.
Okay, great. So,
Oh my God, your voice is so gorgeous, George. I just want to take you home.
you should work in radio one day, George.
You should, Georgie.
What's going to happen here, George, is Swanee is going to take you on a drive somewhere and play I Spy, okay? She's going to tell you what the letter begins with of the place that you're looking out for, and there will be 60 seconds on the clock. Does that all make sense?
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you a little hint, George, because I love you so much. This is a place. It's not a thing. You know when you're
Yeah.
playing I Spy with your brothers and sisters and they go, oh, something beginning with M and it's mirror. No, this is a location that you may or may not know. You will know it. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
All right, Swanee, kick us
Okay,
off.
get in the car. Jack, start the engine. I Spy with my little eye, George. Something beginning with M. M for Mary, all right. We're in Melbourne, and it looks like we're at a famous sporting venue, George. There's some confetti on the ground and some friendship bracelets. Most of the time, though, George, this place is for cricket and the AFL. What am I spying with my little eye?
The MCG.
You've done it, George!
Yes! It is the MCG. Now, I didn't want to put you off and make you nervous, but do you even know what prize you've just won, George?
No.
Okay, so you've got a Specsavers voucher, a VIP Specsavers voucher for a cool pair of shades, right? You'll be cool as heck with them in the playground. But more importantly, George, $250 cash. Did you just say shit?
Or was it a yes?
$250 cash, George. What are you going to spend it on?
Don't
say Robux.
probably.
No Robux.
Yes, George, do it. Well done, buddy. Have a great day. And also, we should just mention while we're talking about kids and Specsavers, at any age you should be getting your eyes tested, right, Swan?
Absolutely. But did you know that kids will often not tell you that they can't see the board and stuff until it's too late?
No, tell Mum and Dad early.
Tell them if anything's blurry or weird or you're not understanding anything, say, I think I've got to go to Specsavers.
Exactly right.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
Hey, Priceline Sister Club members. Don't forget, when you shop at Priceline, there is more to love as a Sister Club member. Every point gets you closer to a $5 reward. Scan your card in store or log in online and start shopping.
Head in store or online at priceline.com.au.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
Everyone's watching Married at First Sight. And if you're not like me, you don't have to, because if you log on to the internet, you can see all the best bits.
There's some great recaps out there.
Totally. And I am mad about the same-sex couple, Michael and Stephen.
If Stephen and Michael don't work out, Stephen, I am available and ready to get engaged to you.
Oh, he's your favourite of the two.
Absolutely.
I think they're so lovely and gentle and sweet. I mean, they both look like little rescue kittens.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like,
they
they've
do.
just got this real beauty about them. I really hope it works out. So far, so good.
Yes, yes.
They had a bath in their Hobart accommodations. What did you say about Married at First Sight sending them to Hobart?
They'd obviously run out of the honeymoon budget.
That is cruel. Hobart's a great place.
Mate, some people were going to Fiji.
That's true.
You'd feel so stitched up. Also, they're gays. Give them something fabulous.
That is true as well. But Hobart is fabulous. They've got lots of museums and wine and
True.
cheese, you know.
Artsy.
And your people like that.
They do.
But they seem to be going very, very well. But you and I are obsessed with the scars on Stephen's face.
We were both talking off air after the show yesterday about how hot face scars are, and we said it at the same time.
It's so interesting because I think society tells us that your life is over if you have a scar on your face.
No.
And let me tell you, society is wrong. I love a little imperfection. Like,
Yeah.
even on Harrison Ford's face, most people might not even know this, but he's got a big scar from his bottom lip all the way down into his chin. It's the first thing that I noticed about him, even when I was a kid.
Yeah, right.
I love them, love them, love them.
And not only, like, physically do I think they look good, I think it's so interesting being like, you can meet someone and know that you've got a story straight up about what's happened.
Straight away, what a great icebreaker.
Right?
I mean, some of the stories are pretty grim. Stephen's story, for example, is a bit rough.
I'm Stephen, I'm 26, and I'm a hairdresser from Perth. I was in a car accident when I was 8. It was a pretty hectic accident. It was a front-on collision on the freeway. The recovery for me was a lot more intense, I think, than the incident itself. Going to school for the first time and the kids being scared to be around me. Yeah, the reality of, like, this is what I look like now. This is what everyone else is seeing.
Yeah.
They're seeing hotness. Is what they're seeing, Stephen.
And we like what we
Yeah.
see. I've got a little scar in my eyebrow.
Oh, you do too.
Can you see it? I feel like
I
it's
have
faded a
never
lot.
clocked it until you've just pointed it out.
I love it so much, and I make sure that I pluck the eyebrow hairs out of it so that it's visible.
Yes, okay, good.
So that happened when I was a kid as well. I was at kinder,
Yeah.
and I was being chased by a boy because, you know,
Hot
I'm
stuff.
just a hot stuff. I was being chased, and I turned around to see where he was in the scheme of things, and then smashed my head on the side of a desk. And I remember when it was healing, it looked like a little piece of celery, like it was all
Yeah, okay.
ripply. But I love that scar.
Good.
I love it. My son's got 3 very small scars, almost like Scar from The Lion King.
Yeah.
Where his little brother scratched his face when he was being awful. And they're starting to fade because they're like 10 years old. And he's really sad because he loves his scars.
That's good. I love that everyone, like, in your life has embraced them.
Yeah. Have you got any scars?
I don't think so, just mentally.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
We're talking scars. Last night and the night before on Married at First Sight, we met our one true love, Stephen.
Stephen, I am ready and available.
I love this. I love this same-sex couple so much.
Same, because initially, Swanee, I was like, no, keep the gays off MAFS because I just don't think it's the right formula for them for several reasons. But this couple is looking like it'll work out.
And look, and you have been right historically. I think it was 4 years ago, two women got married, and that was a disaster. And then even Michael, who's now matched with Stephen, he was supposed to marry someone on the show, and
The dude did a runner within 48 hours.
person got a runaway bride, gone. But he has matched with Stephen, and we are obsessed with the 26-year-old hairdresser from Western Australia because he has the most amazing scars on his face. He got them in a very scary way when he was a child via a car accident. But they are hot. They add something.
They do.
Diane, have you got a scar somewhere?
Yes, I've got one on my cheek.
And
I got it.
how did you get it?
I was about 9 years old and riding bikes with friends, and we found some bug or something. And so I raced back, grabbed an ice cream container, went over to them, and as I was driving back, I was one-handed on the bike and lost control and went down an embankment and through a barbed wire fence.
Oh, barbed wire, no.
What? And the barbed wire jagged your cheek.
Yep. So the cut started up near the inside corner of my eye. Luckily, I didn't poke it out, and then gouged down further. But it's not there much, and it's not as red as what Stephen's scars are. I think it's different battle scars on guys.
I don't know. I think they're great on any gender.
agree.
I just think they look fabulous, Diane.
Do you agree, Diane, that Stevens is hot? Have you been watching MAFS?
It is. Yes, I have, and it is hot.
Then if you
Yes.
think his is hot, you must also think yours is hot. Them the rules, Diane.
Priceline Pharmacy voucher for you, Diane. Let's go to Nicole.
Hello.
Hi, Nicole. Your hubby's got a scar.
He's got two. He's got one on his cheekbone and one on his forehead.
Okay, tell
When
me.
he was in his late teens,
Yeah.
he was driving through Liverpool. His brother was driving. Young kids didn't have seatbelts on and a car pulled out in front of them, and my husband went through the windscreen. So he landed on the bonnet. He had glass in his eyes everywhere. There's not just on his face, they're through his head as well, but you can't obviously see that because of his hair. Wow. But yeah, telling the story, it's funny. But I mean, obviously, it probably wasn't funny.
No, I bet it was anything but funny at the time. When you first laid eyes on him, Nicole, though, were you like, hello?
Yes, I'm not biased, but my husband is very sexy. He's Maltese. He has dark skin, so the scars are a little bit more prominent because of his olive skin. But it's part of his story, you know.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Scars on
It's
olive
just who he
skin.
is.
Does he let you? Does he let you touch them?
I think so. Yes, when I'm fondling his face.
What else do you fondle?
Oh, stop it, Jack.
Nicole, Priceline Pharmacy voucher for you.
Sarah, let's finish with you. What did you do to your cheek, my girl?
Hi, Chrissy and Jack. So when I was little, it was about 7. Hindsight is a big thing, actually. I had a mark on my cheek that was growing slowly. So my mum took me through to get it checked out, and the doctor was like, oh, we better remove it. So 3 stitches later, and me was like, I don't like the look of these 3 black stitches in my cheek. So I ran and hid in the bathroom and pulled them out.
Oh,
No!
my God, you animal, Sarah. And then what happened?
And so obviously with me pulling out the stitches, it obviously didn't heal properly. So it then became a running joke because it looks like I got burnt by like a mini grill because I have 3 lines in my cheek now.
When people say to you, how do you get that scar? I want you to look them directly in the eye and say, I got that scar because I was a psycho child.
Correct.
The Chrissy Swan Show. The Chrissy Swan Show.
Let's go clicking, Jack.
Chrissy's clickbait.
I mean, we did it first.
We did.
When we were living together in Sydney last year, Jack, while
What
I
was
was
that?
filming The Masked Singer. We went out for dinner at Pellegrino 2000. Is that what it's called?
In beautiful Surrey Hills.
And it was delicious. And weirdly, we ordered focaccia, olives, and a variety of small pasta dishes, which is exactly what Taylor ordered.
I mean, you and I order well. We do.
We ordered way too much.
And because John Edward, the psychic that we were with, refused to eat, we were left to finish the meal for 4.
Why wasn't he hungry?
Don't know.
Oh, he should have said when we were ordering, hey, guys, I'm not eating.
And I ate at the hotel, which is what he did.
We ate for Australia. Taylor Swift went to that restaurant last night with Sabrina Carpenter, who is her support act. And she has tipped $300 on a $620 bill.
Bit cheap.
Do you reckon?
I feel like for Tay.
$620 though, that is a lot of small pasta dishes.
Yeah, but she loves a wine. I just watched Miss Americana. She's always got a wine in hand.
Always got a wine.
So she would surely they would have shared a bottle between the two.
Maybe 2 bottles of the
Yeah.
most. That's true, yeah.
You know? I feel like if I was Tay, I would have said just make it a grand.
I agree, yeah.
Tip $380.
What is that about?
Tied up!
Cheap. Hey, let's move on to one of the greatest
So excited.
television blunders of all time. You may not remember it, I mean, look, it's worth Googling. Here's the term that you need to Google. Ashlee Simpson, SNL, as in Saturday Night Live, blunder. She has finally spoken about this infamous situation that occurred 20 years ago.
2004.
2004.
Now, Ashlee she's sisters with Jessica Simpson,
yes,
right?
Yes, she is. Yeah. And they're really talented girls, those two. So say what you like. But she's had a few bangers. She was invited onto Saturday Night Live. It turns out, well, I'll tell you what the video reveals. She was supposed to be miming, but completely missed the start and was sort of loping around the stage looking lost while the backing track sang the song, and she sort of strummed a guitar. It was so awkward.
The band just keeps strumming, looking at her. They then try to dip the backing track down. Let's just have a listen and enjoy it. I mean, nothing matches watching it.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Once again, Ashlee Simpson.
That's Jude Law, not James Corden.
On a Monday, I am waiting.
This is recording. It's a recording and they're turning it in and out. She's looking at her band going, what are we supposed to do?
Oh, it's so awful.
I know, but again, it wasn't her fault. 20 years we've waited for an answer.
I saw the voice doctor that day and I had 2 nodules beating against each other.
Ooh.
So that day I said, I will not go on. I don't care. I can't speak. Meanwhile, I'm not saying this. I'm writing it down. And I'm like, won't do it. And then that's like that label is that making you go do something. I was like, my band's never practiced this. This is not going to go well. I can't do this.
Oh my God. Very obviously her band had never practiced it.
I understand the label making her go on and do it because, like, having a booking like that on SNL is huge. I get it.
I know, but
they should have just rehearsed a few more times with the band.
I know that it's huge, but sometimes you've got to let opportunities go if they're going to do more harm than good.
True.
Which is exactly what happened to her.
And also remember this tune.
Having said that, what a banger.
And this?
Yes. I reckon if we Googled who wrote that, it'll be like Sia or Pink or someone, you know.
Max Martin.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the Chrissy Swan Show.
Thank you so much for joining us for the next hour. I mean, look, Taylor Swift mania is showing no signs of slowing down, and Sydney has no idea what it's in for. I search hashtags, I search users on Instagram just to get a fix again of the transformative experience, and mainly the feedback is we cannot find the words.
Yeah.
To describe what occurred. And I think my one little piece of advice to anybody that is going, lucky enough to go, is I haven't suffered the post-concert depression like I normally get.
I was fully expecting you to have a come down.
No, in fact, the opposite. I feel more myself than I've ever felt because of the experience.
The religious experience you went through.
That's right.
It's been life-affirming for you.
I went to church.
Yeah.
My cup is full.
I hope we get to see her out in the wild again in Sydney. Like, it was fun seeing her enjoy dinner at Pellegrino 2000.
Agreed.
I want to see her going and getting drunk at icebergs or something.
Have you heard the latest? I would like to see that too. But have you heard the latest that her private jet stopped at Honolulu and everybody thought that Travis was getting on? It took off again. It's gone to Seoul. South Korea.
Oh, see, I thought it was going to Honolulu to refuel, then go toward the States.
No.
Oh, what's it doing in South Korea?
Maybe Travis is there. Maybe he's got a new K-pop single he's releasing. We've got a huge hour for you. But next, let's go quizzy. I'm going to put some friendship bands in today's bum bag.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
I've got some Swiftie friendship bracelets in my bum bag.
Chrissy's Quizzy.
Hello, Louise.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, Louise and Lena both answer to the name Louise. I love it.
I'm Lena, not Louise.
Yes, you are, Lena. And how are you feeling today? Are you excited? Are you excited about the bum bag, or are you more excited about the friendship bracelets that are going to be inserted inside?
I'm excited about both. Still coming down from being at the Swiftie concert.
Oh.
So it's all...
What night? What night were you there, Lena?
We went on Sunday, and we got the last a lot of those tickets that were supposed to be the obstruction view, but
Yes.
we could see her beautifully. We were so excited.
What? So it only cost you like $65 a person?
Yes, and I sat for hours trying to get those first lot of tickets and missed out, and my husband's assistant miraculously managed to get us 3 tickets.
It was meant to be. It was meant to be.
fantastic.
I mean, how good is it to have an assistant?
Yeah, we love that for your husband. Louise, you still there with us?
I am, yes.
Are you
Fantastic.
interested in the friendship bracelets, Louise? Are you a Swiftie or a Swifter Crash?
I am, but I was not lucky enough, like Lena, to be able to go, and my little 8-year-old is not overly happy, but that's okay. We still love listening to all the Swiftie songs that have been playing on Nova lately.
Good on you, Louise. That's the spirit. Your names are your buzzers, girls. It's the best of 5, meaning the first person to get 3 answers correct wins the game and will walk away with Money Can't Buy Chrissy Swan Show bum bag. And Louise, if you don't win the bum bag, I'm going to send your daughter some of my friendship bracelets anyway. All right?
Yay!
All right.
you.
Question number 1. Taylor Swift was seen at which Sydney restaurant last
Lena.
night? Yes, Lena.
Pellegrino 2000.
Correct. Have you eaten there?
No, I haven't. I wish I could say I had. No.
Oh, it's very, very delicious.
Pop it on the list for your next Sydney trip,
I
Lena.
will.
Get your
I'll
husband's
have to.
assistant to book it now. Question number 2.
Which famous artist cut off a portion of his own ear?
Louise,
Yes, Louise?
was it Mike Tyson?
No, he bit off Evander
Bit off,
Holyfield's ear, but this was Vincent van Gogh.
Question number 3.
This song, She Looks So Perfect. In my American Apparel underwear, and I know now. Turns 10 today. Can you name the boy band behind it?
Louise,
Yes, Louise?
5 Seconds of Summer?
Correct. Also known as Five Sauce.
How annoying is that?
I've always been too old to get into those guys. Plus, that lyric really is a cause of a lot of self-loathing for a lot of people, because I would not look amazing
Yeah,
standing
okay.
there in someone's undies.
I think you would, Swan.
I would not.
Question number 4. We're on 1 apiece.
Brad Banducci
Lena.
has stood. Yes?
Woolies.
Yes. Question number 5. Billie Eilish was caught gossiping with Hugh. Yes, Louise?
Kylie Minogue.
Correct.
I love the pace here. This next one is for the win. It is a draw.
Just want to finish that question for the people playing at home. They were gossiping at the People's Choice Awards about how many TikTokers there were there.
Too many TikTokers.
So is this it?
This is
the
it.
tiebreaker.
Question number 6.
What does it mean to elope?
Go, Lena.
Louise, I think, just
Do
got
you
in
think?
there. Should we do another question? I
Yeah,
feel
we'll do
bad.
another one. Okay. Can you name the stadium Taylor will be performing at in
Lena.
Sydney? Yes, Lena.
Oh, it is. I can. Accor Stadium.
Yes, it is, Lena. You have won. You've won the bum bag and the friendship bracelets. But, Louise, I am sending you a great haul of friendship bracelets that me and my daughter made ourselves.
Oh, lovely. Thank you.
Enjoy that.
The Chrissy Swan Show. The Chrissy Swan Show.
I'm excited to talk psychics next,
Oh, yes.
Jack. But, Mum, the great Patty Swan.
How is she?
Oh, look, she's okay. She's actually in hospital. That's why I've been a little bit distracted. She's okay. Don't worry about her. But she's at the age where they start having falls.
Scary.
And she has had a fall, and she's in hospital with a broken rib. Don't worry. Loving the tea trolley and the little Arnott's biscuits.
Good.
And, you know, just the care.
And
the-
she's still loving throwing you text messages even from the hospital bed?
Correct.
Good.
Now, this one was before hospital, just before hospital. And she was, her grandsons had come down and were staying with her. But they're all big men now. Like, what happens all of a sudden with little kids? They just turn into big men. And there was nowhere for them to sleep. So I've got some fantastic little sort of camp mattresses, and she wanted them. She wanted them for her
Nice.
grandsons. She says, I think I need info on your camping mattresses because it is too hot upstairs for these boys. I haven't got the energy to begin to research these things.
So I'll text my daughter instead.
I mean, I love that. I haven't got the energy to begin to research these things.
Patty, it would take you less energy to just write those 2 words into Google than to text you.
Exactly. And clearly has plenty of time to research such things on Temu.
Yeah, right.
Don't worry about that.
Is Patty Swan on Temu?
Yep, it's my fault. It's my fault. It's
Swan,
my
that's really bad by you. She can't, like, at that age, they don't know what they're doing.
She does. You know she knows what she's doing.
She does.
And it's very affordable. $1.58 for a dress is wonderful.
Imagine if she starts having parcels arrive at the hospital.
I know. Oh, my God. I would put nothing against that. I would put nothing past that woman. All right. So then a follow-up text. It's taken me ages to realise that I need these mattresses to combat just how hot it gets upstairs. Don't worry, I won't come over.
She knows.
That says everything.
She knows.
That says everything you need to know about the previous exchange. Don't worry, I won't come over. I just wanted to consult you about mattresses. I'm not even fit for a social visit, to be honest. Did I tell you I fell into the dishwasher and I smashed some plates?
No, that's my worst nightmare.
Lucky I didn't land on the pointy knives or there'd be a dead body here now. I should never leave that bloody door open. So that's what happens. How many times have you fallen over the dishwasher door?
I love that Patty has brought this up because that's one of my fears in life is falling onto the dishwasher with those knives sticking up. I often think about it.
And it's also so easy to leave that door open and it's out of your peripheral vision.
So if you're rushing to the fridge to grab something, you could just stab yourself like that.
You must be careful. Anyway, she did fall and she is in hospital at the moment.
Patty.
But here is the latest message from her.
Oh, yes.
Because I've been, trying to get in to see her and, it's a lot. People, what do they call it? The sandwich generation, when you've got an elderly parent and children that just won't grow up.
Yeah.
My kids have been so young for so long. What the hell?
As Sam Pang says, they grow up so slow.
They do grow up so slow. Here is the latest text. When I said to her, Mum, I just can't get in right now, but I will come later. Relax, darling. I am showered and very ugly. You know how I love that.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
Married at First Sight. I mean, is it the best season ever?
Who knows?
It doesn't seem as mean as it normally does.
It hasn't got there yet.
Having said that, I have not watched a whole episode. I am using you as my filter, and I see all the little gribs and grabs on Instagram. But I am loving this couple, Ash and Madeline. She is a psychic, and she was off tap at the wedding. Nuts. He seems very normal.
Yeah.
They've gone on their honeymoon, last night's episode, and I can see cracks forming.
Oh, I feel you. Hopefully you're ready for it because it's going to come.
Did you go to a Deb ball?
Yes, I did.
Everyone
What happened at this
did.
Deb ball?
We danced.
Did something bad happen?
No.
Tell the truth.
I can't remember.
Okay, no. You know what? Yes, I know. Thank you. Hold on. Sorry, they're talking to me now. Hold on. I love you. Yes, and they don't like me doing this. I love you. Hold on.
What?
I don't know what is going on.
No, you and me both, Ash. And we talked about it yesterday and we're going to talk about it again today. I cannot see how someone who has the gift, whether or not that's a thing or not is another question. Yeah. How can a person who doesn't have the gift possibly have a relationship with someone who does?
I agree, because I would just laugh at them and think they're crazy.
How does it work? How does it work? We are delighted to welcome Anon. You are a psychic and your partner is not a believer.
Correct. So, but we keep it very separate. But I wasn't always like this, Chrissy. I was a nurse. I worked in the palliative sector. A lot of people say it starts from children, but you know what? I didn't experience that. And I really challenge Jack. I would read him any day of the week because, Jack, I'll tell you something.
Yeah.
It's not about making you change your mind. It's about you going, okay, that was a great experience. I know there's something.
Okay, I'm open to it.
Yep, I always welcome skeptics. I'm more a medium, so I do speak to spirits, but I'm not like that whack job on
Married at First Sight.
I am not like that. I once I am on, I'm on. I'm off, I'm off.
So do you hear things or see things or?
I don't see things, I hear things. So it's like your intuition, it's just you know what to say. And it's just like it just comes out. And I'm a very normal person. I just have this gift. I haven't always had it.
When you say, Anon, that you're on, when you're on, and you're off, how do you, as a psychic medium, how do you switch between those sort of two zones? Like if you're just walking down the street and you were to look at me, do you have to switch yourself on to read me, or does it just come through you?
Yeah. I very much, when I'm sitting down in my space, I open up. So I open up to the angels. I open my space up to receive. And then when I leave, I close myself down because, every day we have people with energies. It doesn't matter if you're psychic or not. People give out energy. Sometimes you don't want to be taking on that person's energy just at the shops.
Amen. Amen to that.
You want to be closed and down.
Can I ask, what are some of the things that you have heard and passed on to people that didn't make sense at the time but ended up making sense?
That's a testy one. I actually pride myself, Chrissy, on giving very specific things when I do read. I'm not talking fluff. I'll give you names. Wow. I had a lady last week that actually asked me, can you tell me what I've bought in my bag today from my dead husband? And I said, well, no, because he hasn't told me. Why would I know that? I said, but during the hour, he might. She got up and left, and everybody that I see records their readings because I like proof. And she got up, and I always give my clients a hug, and I said, just before you go, I said, your husband wants to talk about a white handkerchief with blue stripes around it. And she nearly dropped to the floor, and she pulled that white handkerchief out of her bag. And Chrissy, when I listen to Mystic Chrissy, you've got something, you just don't, and I scream at the radio for 2 years, but you just don't interpret it right.
No. You're very kind, Anon, but she certainly doesn't have something.
Where are you in Melbourne?
Yes, I'm in outer southeast. And as I said, I read for some famous people, some non-famous people.
Can you do readings, do they have to be in your comfort zone, or would you come to a radio station off air?
No, I do it. I'm not cocky. I'm very confident in it. Doesn't have to be. As long as it's a space where it's just the person needs to be open. That's it. You could do it at the damn train station if you like.
If I were to be open to it, which I am, would you feel comfortable, Anon, coming into the Nova studio to read me off air?
I would be more than comfortable. And it's not to be on air, Jack, or anything like that.
No. Jack is officially ready to embrace it. You
ready for it?
You work, you've got your work cut out for you, Anon, let me tell you. And no points. In fact, -10 if you say, do you have credit card debt? See you soon, Anon.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
Let's go clicking.
Chrissy's clickbait.
Growing up, I absolutely idolised Boy George and the Culture Club. In fact, much like the frenzy that has overtaken this country at the moment with Taylor Swift, people were referring to, in the early 80s, when Culture Club toured, that it was a cultural event. And so I went along, even though I was like Peg's age, a little kid, and concerts were so expensive. My mum made sure that I went and saw the Culture Club because it was a really big deal, Boy George and that band. Yeah. Ever since then, though, my love of Boy George has been tested.
Well, I remember the moment I think your love you fell out of love because we were working on a different show on Chrissy Salmon Brownie and we interviewed him and he wasn't great.
He was very rude
grumpy.
to me.
He was.
He was rude.
What show was he on? I think he was doing Press for the Voice.
I think so. And then I sort of gave him another shot, obviously, because I'm nobody and he is Boy George, an icon. Just ask him. So we had him back on the show and he was even worse.
I know that he's an icon, but it doesn't mean you have to be a dick.
do you know what? He's one of those guys that negs everything you say,
Yeah.
and that's my least favourite sort of person.
And also the worst trait for an interview.
I agree. It's like, just don't. I think I might have even said to him or his publicist, it's okay. Just decline the interview next time we ask, because there is a bit of give and take with interviews. Neither of us really want to be doing it, but you've got to, do you know what I mean? You've got to play along.
Correct. You're plugging a show that you want to be successful.
That's it. You've agreed to it. Anyway, I digress. He is in big trouble because he has blatantly ripped off the cover of an album of our Kylie. I cannot believe it.
The Tension cover, which is a fantastic
The Tension cover, it's a wonderful cover. You would have seen it. It's got sort of a blazing orange background. She's coloured in green and her name is written almost like a heartbeat monitor. Now, Tension is the last single that she has released. This is new artwork.
Yes, well, Tension's the name of the album. It's the album.
That's right. So it's like... It's clearly ripped off.
Yes. And it doesn't seem like he's ripped it off in a fun or funny way with Kylie in on it. It's been out for almost 24 hours now, and she hasn't really commented and said, oh, yeah, I'm in on a joke. He's just been rambling on Twitter. It's weird.
It's most unusual. I would understand, I think, if it was almost like an homage to, I don't know, maybe...
Madonna or something?
Yeah, like the Erotica album, which
Yes.
is, 20 years old now. Older than that, 30 years old nearly. But that is lazy and not creative.
No.
And I don't understand what's happened here. And now he's lost his mind on social media.
He's just writing random tweets, or on X, I should call it.
Yeah, it's very unusual, but that is a blatant rip-off, and it's disappointing because he is a very creative man and a trailblazer.
Yes.
So what's he doing that for?
Someone check on Boy George.
Very off-brand.
That's us done for today.
Now check this out.
The Chrissy Swan Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.